We take a look at the numbers on Peterson and Riovalle. And what's interesting here, Riovalle came in at 144.5, as you see. That's 7.5 pounds over the contracted limit. His trainer told us he weighed 178 2 weeks ago. That's a scary reduction of 33 pounds in 14 days.
And the rules?
Rules here in New York for this fight. No standing 8 count, 3 knockdown rule is in effect. The ref or the doctor can stop the fight. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round, and the fight becomes official after the bell starting round 6.
Both men are in the ring. Let's get the official introduction. Here's the always classy Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you and welcome to Barclays Center here in Brooklyn, New York for Showtime Extreme and a big night of action brought to you by Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and Showtime. Sponsored by Corona, La Cerveza Más Fina, and AT&T, mobilizing your world. Introducing our 3 judges scoring this bout from ringside. From Connecticut, Frank Lombardi. From New York, Tony Lundy. And also from New York, Carlos Ortiz. And the referee in charge, he'll be giving instructions after the introductions, Tony Chiarantano. All right, fans, here we go. 10 rounds of boxing, welterweights in the ring. Introducing you first on my left. He is fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks with green and red trim, hailing from Mexico City, Distrito Federal, Mexico. He weighed in at 144.5 pounds. His record stands at 37 wins, 18 losses and 2 draws, with 26 wins coming by way of knockout. Introducing Edgar Riovalle. And his opponent across the ring on my right. He is fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white trunks with purple trim, fighting out of and representing our nation's capital of Washington, D.C. His weight, 137 pounds. His record, 33 wins, 1 loss, 21 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the IBF number 12 ranked lightweight in the world, introducing Anthony Peterson. Once again, a referee in charge, now to give instructions, Tony Chiarantano.
Here we go, girls. Here we go. Let's establish this is good here. This is good. We went over the rules in the dressing room. I want a good, clean fight. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch them up. Good luck. Buena suerte.
Well, 4 years ago, Anthony Peterson, one of the top contenders in the lightweight division, but after that devastating loss to Brandon Rios, injuries, as Steve pointed out, he thought about quitting boxing. Now he says he's healthy, focused on adding his own title belt to the family trophy case. Edgar Riovalle says he knows the cards are stacked against him tonight. He didn't eat for 3 days trying to make weight for this fight, but as he told us in the fighter meetings, a lot of things can happen in boxing. Here we go, round 1. Peterson in those white trunks, purple trim. Riovalle in the white trunks.
You made reference, Brian, to the fighter meetings. I actually felt guilty for not bringing some chicken soup for Riovalle. I mean, he looked like he was desperate for a little hydration. Now, he's obviously had about 30 hours to rehydrate since the weigh-in, and trust me, he weighs a lot more than 144 pounds right now.
Peterson peppering Riovalle with the jab. Here's a couple of body shots.
Just like his big brother Lamont, I think Anthony's best punch is his left hook to the body. We've already seen it. Good boxer, Anthony. Good technical boxer. Learned the game in the amateurs. Riovalle, not really a pressure fighter. Kind of a moves laterally, kind of a one punch at a time guy. Wide shots. Okay. He's 1 in Mexico. He's 0-7 in the United States.
And he has fought at a number of weights from 130 up to 143. All of this just in the past year. There's a right hand by Riovalle. Peterson counters with a right of his own. Couple of overhand rights by Peterson misses. As we come to the halfway point of round one.
Watch your feet, guys.
It's interesting, Brian, when the Petersons were coming up and we had them on Showbox years and years ago, Anthony was the one supposed to be the bigger puncher. That hasn't always manifested itself in his fights. If it does, it will be the left hook, I think. Riovalle, not the sturdiest of guys. He's got a decent chin, but he has been stopped. So that's the test for Peterson tonight.
You talked about being stopped. Riovalle has 18 losses. He's been knocked out in 9 of those 18 losses as he connects with another right hand. A couple of body shots by Peterson.
No, this first round shows you Riovalle's problem.
There's a combination that drops Riovalle.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And like that, it's over.
How many times you been stopped now?
One more. And how about that, big brother? The IBF Junior Welterweight Champion, Lamont Peterson. You will see him in the co-main feature over on Showtime. Championship boxing a little later tonight.
And while you know Anthony Peterson is obviously thrilled to get a quick knockout win, Lamont is probably even happier because the last thing he wanted to do is sit out here and sweat it out when his brother was in a tough fight. So he can now focus on what he has to do later on Showtime against Santana.
Anthony Peterson said he was in tremendous shape for this. He said, I sparred Adrian Broner, Robert Easter, Hank Lundy. All of that, of course, at that Headbangers gym. And he said he was ready for this. Now, Riovalle, of course, certainly had issues trying to make weight, but Peterson did what he had to do. As you see, the doctor still tending to Riovalle. Again, doctors tending to Riovalle. And listen, he dropped so much weight, Steve. Didn't eat for 3 days. And as you say, he hydrated back up to that. You knew he was going to have some issues.
And these are the issues he had. It's a combination for Peterson, right, left, right. And the left hook, we promised that'd be the payoff punch. It certainly was, right to the chin. Riovalle, he's floundering around the ring there. Can't get his balance, can't even begin to rise. Tony Charantano does reach the count of 10. He gave him every benefit, every chance to get up, but fait accompli here. And a very calm, casual Anthony Peterson returns to his ring. The right glances off Riovalle's glove, but the left lands, and then look at the left hook. Yeah, right to the cheekbone. Riovalle does a dance before he goes down, and that kind of reconfirms what we haven't seen from Anthony Peterson in a long time, which is punching power. Now, he just has to get busy. He has to do this again and again. I'm not that concerned with the quality of the opposition. He has to get busy. He hasn't had a year with 3 fights since 2008. This was his 2nd fight this year. He should be back in the ring within a month or 2.
Hey, he's had 3 layoffs of over a year's time, so you're right. Activity has just been the thing with him. And you know, even Lamont Peterson said, he admitted this. He said, look, when we first started, everyone thought my brother was the better fighter of the 2 of us.
Exactly right. And he says that Lamont gives him so much inspiration. He actually said to us, talking about Lamont, he was getting chills just thinking about Lamont as a world champion. So that should be motivation for him.
All right, let's get the official time of the stoppage. Here's Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 2 minutes 41 seconds in round number 1. A referee in charge, Tony Chiarantano, reaches the count of 10. He is the winner by way of knockout, Anthony Peterson.
So one Peterson victorious tonight. Of course, we'll be looking forward to older brother who will be fighting over on Showtime Championship Boxing on Showtime later tonight. We're just getting started with the fighting here on Showtime Extreme. Our feature bout coming up, but in the meantime, let's send things up to Brian Kinney.
All right, guys, thank you. Easy work for Anthony Peterson there. And then still